What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Yoga with Paige, and welcome to our yoga for the pelvic floor. We're about to get real intimate today. So this is for all of those folks who maybe you've sneezed a little bit too hard, you've laughed a little bit too hard, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you found me through the Gas Bloat Yoga Relief series. Maybe you're just curious what the heck a pelvic floor even is. Well, whether you are dealing with lower back pain, some leakage issues, or anything of that sort, you are in the right spot. So first things first, the pelvic floor, everyone has one, men, women alike. The pelvic floor is a group of muscles at the base of your spine, your pelvis, so in between your hips here. And these muscles help control and support your bladder, your bowels, your internal organs down here at the bottom. And it helps you in the way that you breathe. It is connected and moves in the same way as the diaphragm. So as you inhale, it drops down, and as you exhale, everything rises back up. Isn't that interesting? So this also helps you with the peeing, the going to the bathroom, the pooping, the farting, if you have to stop mid-pee, or maybe you're having some leakage issues, that is all due to the pelvic floor and this set of muscles. If you've ever heard of Kegels, that is what those are supposed to be, tightening and strengthening. So this practice today is gentle, it's a low to the floor. We do some ease and effort. So there will be postures where we really just want to find ease and comfortability and let your pelvis relax. And then there are some movements and postures where we try to target this area and strengthen it, because we want a balance between strength and suppleness, right? Because you don't want to be too strong where you can't let it go and relax and be able to relieve yourself, but you also don't want it too weak where you're going all the time and you can't stop it. So we're just going to bring some body awareness today and try to find that nice balance. So you don't need any props for this practice. If you want, you could maybe grab a yoga strap for poses like Happy Baby. But other than that, we can get started in a nice, gentle, easy seat whenever you're ready. Thanks for stopping by. Beginning today sitting cross-legged in a chair or on the floor, we are beginning this practice with awareness of our breath and beginning to travel our awareness down to the hips, specifically the pelvic region. So to help yourself connect, you can place your right hand over your heart, your left hand on your lower abdomen as you find a few natural breaths. And as we talked about in the introduction, as you are feeling your breath, I want you to try and connect the visualization. So every inhale, picture your diaphragm and your pelvis gently moving downwards. And as you exhale, imagine it rising back up, almost like an elevator. So if you need to, close your eyes so you can picture this movement of the organs. Maybe you can feel the movement. Finding a few more deep cleansing breaths here. Relax the shoulders. Don't force your breath, just let it be. And as you release, you can let the hands draw to the knees. We're coming into some seated cat-cow. But this time, we want to send more of your awareness to the lower belly, the pelvis, instead of focusing more on the spine and the back. They'll get a little stretched too, but we want to send our awareness here. So sit up nice and tall. And as you inhale, think about shifting your pelvis, not as much your upper back or your spine, but tilting your pelvis forward. So your booty goes up, your pelvis is tilting forward as your chest expands and rises. Big, deep breath in. And then on the exhale, rounding through the lower back, so tucking your pelvis in. Make these movements a little slower if necessary to find and maintain that awareness. Let the belly be full. Encourage matching your breath to movement. As you kind of tilt and rock with yourself. Letting your pelvis lead first. Find one last round here. Big deep breath. And then returning to a neutral spine. We are preparing to come onto the back. So facing the front of the mat, if you aren't already, gently roll yourself down onto the back. Hugging, left knee into the chest. Take your time to find your space here. And as you hug it in, notice what's going on in the belly, these lower organs. With this compression, this is a natural digestion help. As you compress and breathe deeply, feel the belly as it maybe touches the thigh. And don't be afraid if anything happens here. This is called wind relieving pose for a reason. And as we stimulate the pelvic floor, if your body is feeling a little warmed up, a little loose, you can definitely let some things go. And that sometimes is the goal. So no shame if you do. Continuing to breathe. And exhale, extend your left leg. Maybe we take a breath of a stretch here, and then inhale, draw the right knee up. So find your comfortable position. And if you would like, you can also find a gentle little sway here. This position helps gently open up the pelvis and also draws your attention there. Keep breathing nice and fully into the hips, into the lower belly. Big breath in. And exhale, release that leg. This time we are planting the feet hip distance apart, working through the pelvic floor. If you've ever worked through the pelvic floor specifically before, you know that bridge is a necessity. It's definitely a must. So arms by the sides, palms face down. We want our feet planted firmly, hip distance apart. Tuck the shoulder blades, and this is going to be a balance between releasing your pelvic floor and activating it. So on your inhale, squeeze through the hips, send the pelvis up. Find this nice long line here. And on your exhale, release the hips down and fully release your muscles. If you need to stay here for an extra beat to make sure you really release, please do so. Inhale to squeeze and lift, activation. And exhale, fully release. We'll do that about 10 times. So if you need to find your own pace, go ahead. Use your own body's rhythm. Making sure to modify this if you need to. We don't want to cause any pain, but if you do have lower back pain, these can definitely help. And we get a little glute action here, squeezing at the top and fully releasing all of your muscles at the bottom on the exhale. Feeling yourself get a little stronger with each lift. And true to form, I lost count, so I'm taking one more. Pause me if you need to. One last big squeeze, activate. Send your thoughts, your energy, your breath to the hips and release. And if you want here, you can draw both knees into the chest, give your lower back a little massage as you rock back and forth after that activation. And then you can use this little motion to start rocking back and forth or gently come up onto your knees, however you would like to get there. So we're going to rock and roll and then scoot back to the middle of the mat. So coming into a tabletop, this is a little bit more activation before we find a nice little rest in child pose. So we want a nice form for tabletop. Your shoulders over your wrists, fingers spread wide. You'll be needing those to grip. The tops of the feet planted down on the mat. So we are engaging as you're gazing slightly between your thumbs. Engage the core, engage the pelvis, tuck it in, squeeze it, activate it, and then carefully, just enough to lift this right knee off the mat and back down. And activate, lifting the left and back down. So keep repeating this. Keep rotating your right leg, your left leg. Even these simple, tiny little movements can really be effective and make a difference. So really engaging the core, the abdominals, squeeze them in before lifting. We're trying to stay as steady as possible as we lift one knee and then the other. Right? Because everything is all connected. So if your pelvis needs a little love, your abdominal wall might need a little love as well. And that's okay. That's exactly what we're doing. You're in the right spot. And this may seem like it's not doing too much, but I promise you, especially if you take a few of these movements or drills and you repeat them a few times a week, you will definitely see a difference. All right, so taking one more each side. Feeling strong, feeling powerful, feeling connected through the mind, through the body, building this body awareness. Such a beautiful part of the practice. And once we're back in our neutral tabletop, you can stick those big toes together, widen the knees, walk the hands out. So after those little exercises of activation, now is your chance to let go. Find a moment of rest, walk the fingertips out, sink the pelvis, the hips down, back towards the feet, releasing tension. No need to hold anything there. Let out some noises if you need to. Maintaining big, deep, full belly breaths. Letting gravity gently assist your hips down towards the earth. And allow yourself to soften. We store a lot of tension and emotions in the hips, so give yourself this moment to consciously release anything you're holding that you no longer need to carry with you. Find a few more breaths. Let the thoughts go. Let them drift on by. This is your time for you to give your body what it needs. And when you're ready, you can carefully lift the head, walk the fingertips back. Maybe take a little rock, notice what's going on down there. And we are going to take a little breath work exercise to help us with the activation of the pelvic floor. So find any comfortable seat of your choice. And we're going to find natural breaths. But on the inhales, I want you to try to activate your pelvic floor in the way that if you were stopping a pee midstream, or if you're trying to like hold in some gas. Okay, so we're doing that on the inhale, and then on the exhale, release everything, let it go. Sound familiar? Right? Okay. So inhale, you probably won't be able to see this, but you'll be able to feel it. And if it feels funky to you, or like you're not doing it right, it might take some practice to get comfortable with this feeling or this motion, especially if you've never done it before. So just give yourself some grace, do your best. You can always come back, try it again at another time. So inhale and squeeze like you're holding your pee. Stop the pee, stop the gas, and exhale. Let it release. So you should be feeling your muscles contract and then releasing. Okay, so let's try it a few more times. Inhale and squeeze, hold, stop, and exhale. Maybe you want to make the exhales audible. Your choice, up to you. But continuing that way. And my suggestion, if you're struggling with this a little bit, maybe close the eyes so you get more of that feel of your body connection. All right, so really activating those muscles there on the inhale, squeezing everything. And exhale, fully release. We'll take just a few more breaths. This is basically like a Kegel if you've ever done a Kegel. And if you are just now getting into the groove, want to try a few more, keep going, pause me, do what you need to do. But if you're ready, we're going to go back onto our backs for our final position of the practice. So find your fun on your back. We have a few options here. So we can do a reclined bound angle where you press the soles of the feet together and just gently let everything hang out, release everything. Neither of these options, we want activation. This is your time to release, let go, find some space. Or we can take happy baby, which definitely opens up through the pelvis. So find which one feels more connecting or better to you, where you can really give yourself the space, breathing deeply, still taking your awareness to the pelvis for the one last movement. Letting gravity gently tug your knees down, whichever position you found yourself in. And no need to hold any of your muscles anymore in this moment. This is your chance to let go, set yourself free. Release anything else you've been holding. Anything this might have stirred up for you. Dig, big, deep breath in through the nose. And on your exhale, if you're ready, you can carefully release yourself into Savasana. Give yourself a minute or two to lie completely still, completely flat. Giving yourself a moment to notice if you feel different, if you felt anything moving along, or just to let the good of the practice sink and settle in. Not forcing your breath to be any certain way. Just observing its pattern and all of its fullness. And as you begin to gently awaken from your deep slumber of Shavasana, I wanted to take a moment to thank you for joining me in this practice today. And if you are new to the small inner muscle work, it's a reminder that you don't need to be perfect, give yourself some gentleness and some patience, as this might be a whole new feeling for you. These muscles are very small, but they're very mighty, and they love getting attention just like the bigger ones do. So no matter how you feel like you did today, You did great, and I'm proud of you. And if you enjoyed this practice, if it seemed like it helped you, I would love to hear about your experience. And if you have any gas bloat issues, and that's why you are here, check out my gas bloat playlist for more practices like these to help nurture these natural systems. And with that, I will leave you alone and just want to say again, thank you for allowing me to be your guide here and for joining me on this channel. I really hope to see you again soon on the mat, my friend.